Here's the new top 5 meta loadouts after the season 3 reloaded update. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like for the algorithm, subscribe with notifications turned on, and let's get into it. All right, so hopping into it here, our first gun today is going to be the TAC 56. This got a pretty massive buff. A bunch of guns from the older games like MW2 and 3 got some buffs. We'll have some different meta changes. So I want to show you guys one that has not been used at all, and that's the TAC 56. Let's hop in here and show you guys how to build it out. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go into the optics section, and we're going to notice that we can actually see, we can toggle between all, zoom, precision, hybrid optics. We're just going to go in here and basically find a red dot sight of choice. You guys can go basically kind of for whatever you want. You can throw on the jack glasses if you really want to. Unfortunately, it will slow down your aim down sight speed, so that's not really that great. So we're going to go down here to the very bottom, and we're going to go choose the NIDAR model 2023. This is a really good optic to use. I think you guys are going to enjoy using this thing. Honestly, this is just such a solid optic. I've been testing it out myself, and it really works out and does the job. After that, in the muzzle section, we're gonna just toggle from all over to control here because we don't really need a suppressor, though I will say you guys can run a suppressor. So I'll show you guys the primary thing you should be running, which is basically just a cautious break or any one of these compensators that does recoil control and gun kick control. If you want something that has a bit of a different visual look to it, then you guys can do that. But overall, cautious break is going to be really solid. It's what we've ran before, and it still works the exact same way. So you guys can go ahead and run that. Or you can go over to the suppressor side of things and find something that increases your bullet velocity and damage range. Unfortunately, you're not really going to get recoil control out of something, but you can go throw on something like, you know, the VT7 Spearfire suppressor if you want to stay off the radar. The TAC 56, they really buffed the overall visual recoil of this thing. So realistically speaking, you guys are going to be perfectly fine kind of either which way. Outside the barrel section, we're going to go throw on that 17.5 Tundra Pro barrel. Gives us that bullet velocity and range, hip fire accuracy, firing aiming stability. This thing is very stable now. It's like actually meta, like really good to use. So definitely going to enjoy this. This is going to have great damage range as well. Of course, we're going to go into the magazine section, throw on the 60 round mag here. I'm a 60 round mag kind of guy, so you guys definitely want to go throw on that 60. It is the best thing to possibly run on this thing. And lastly, we're gonna go into the ammunition side of things, and we're gonna go down here and throw on the high grain rounds, not to be confused with like high velocity or something like that, or over pressured. You gotta run the NATO high grains. This gives us more bullet velocity and damage range. We put these things on here. This gets us out to 54.3 meters of damage range. Bullet velocity is 1,052 meters a second, so overall really nice. You can bump that up even further by running a suppressor as opposed to the compensator. But this right here, I mean, this is a banger setup. This video is sponsored by MMOEXP, home of the best Black Ops 6 and Warzone services for cheap bot lobbies and fast camo unlocks, which you can go right over to the site and use code Chuck at checkout for 6% off. All right, now hopping into one of the best SMGs you guys can use. Keep in mind, I only got 5 slots in this video, so there are guns that are going to be good, but I just can't, you know, obviously put them in the video. So the SOG is really good. Next SMG that you guys should be using was good before the updates, even better after the update. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go here to the barrel section, and we're gonna throw on the long barrel to increase our overall damage range. You can see 13.9 meters overall. This is really solid. Our bullet velocity is perfectly fine since it's like 525. We're only using this really for close range, so this will be perfectly fine to use. After that underbarrel section, we're gonna go throw on that Ranger foregrip. You guys should be running this pretty much every time you're building this thing out. Doesn't matter if it's going to be for a big map or if it's going to be for a rebirth. You should be using the Ranger foregrip. This is a real, like, true SMG. It's not really good for sniper support, so you want to play to its strengths, which is going to be close range. Magazine, we're gonna throw on extended mag 2 here. Gives us 55 rounds in mag. Don't really ever think you guys should be running extended mag 1. It doesn't really benefit you all that much. I mean, 45 rounds versus 55 rounds, based also on the fire rate of this thing of 909 rounds per minute. It does blow through ammo pretty decently quick. I'm sure any guys pick this up off the ground, you'll know what I'm talking about. So throw on extended mag 2. Rear grip, we're gonna go down here and throw on the ergonomic grip, though I will say commando grip is really solid, ergonomic grip is really solid. You just kind of have to test it out and see what works best for you. Some people don't really care as much about the slide to fire speed, and they really just want more ADS speed, sprint to fire speed, maybe some of the jumping related things. So for me personally though, I prefer ergonomic. I think that this is the better way to go, so go ahead and run that. Lastly, we're gonna go to the stock section, and I will say there's a different variation here on the build, which I'll show you guys. You guys can run the infiltrator stock, which is really solid, or you can run the balance stock. I know the infiltrator, because you get so much aim logging movement speed, it will throw some people off. Like, it genuinely will. So throw on the infiltrator or the balance stock. kind of use what feels best to you. I mean, the balance stock here is absolutely wonderful, so choose whatever one. Go ahead and throw that on there, and that can be your full stock build, or you can take that off and go up in here to the muzzle section and throw on the compensator, and that can be your full build right there. So overall, awesome either way. Next up, we are going to be taking a look at the CR56 AMAX. This, technically speaking, didn't need a buff at all, but it got a buff. So it's now technically even still better and pretty much the #1 AR overall to use. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the optic section. Not the muzzle section, the optic section. And they, for whatever reason, didn't separate this out. But we're gonna go down here probably because there's only 26 optics and not like 60. But we're gonna go ahead and use pretty much our red dot of choice, which is this Volzinski Reflex. I really enjoy using this. You use this on Rebirth, on Verdansk, it doesn't matter. This is essentially like the go-to optic. And then I will say you can go on down here and use something like the Jason Armory 2X or the Willis 3 times. And either of these are going to be great options for you. So for generally everyone else speaking, use the Volzinski. Muzzle, we're gonna go through on the compensator here. This is pretty standard vertical recoil control, recoil stabilization. It does the most for you at keeping this thing very accurate, so I would recommend that. Barrel section, we're gonna go down here and throw on the reinforced barrel. I will say that probably for big map, you guys might want to go ahead and stick a little bit towards the gain twist barrel because of your increase in bullet velocity. Whereas on Rebirth Island, you don't need as much. It's not like a ridiculous increase, 1189 versus, 1025. So if that doesn't matter to you, then go ahead and run the reinforced barrel. You get 58.7 meters of damage range versus 47. So a decent increase for really not much of a difference in drop off. So probably the reinforced barrel will work better for you guys overall, but just kind of a little bit of food for thought. So I'm going to slap this on here. Under barrel, of course, we're throwing on that vertical foregrip. This is the move on this thing, always has been, probably always will be. And then magazine, we're gonna go throw on extended mag 2, which will greatly help you guys out, getting you out to 60 rounds in the mag. I believe it is the best option in here. You can go for, extended mag 1, but I feel like even when I use it, I just run out of ammo too fast with extended mag 1, so I like running extended mag 2. It helps take on, multiple people at a time when you get the chance to. Obviously, TTK is very fast. So there's that, but you guys can run this exactly like this, or you can actually even take the optic off, do something a little bit crazy, go over in here to the fire mods and throw on either overpressure to increase out your bullet velocity further, which I'm not sure why it actually shows as decreasing bullet velocity. That doesn't really make any sense. We're just gonna go throw on the overpressured, or you can throw on the recoil springs, and I'm not sure why that is showing that either. So that doesn't really make sense unless it's glitched in the game. I would say to maybe go ahead and stray away, but overall you can throw that on there, but go to your optic and kind of run whatever you want to. So that's going to be your full build. All right, next up, I'm sure a lot of you MW3 aficionados or guys that really enjoy the MW3 guns. I'm one of those people, but I don't really use them because obviously they got to be good. And the HRM9 is one of the fastest TTK SMGs now, and it's got great mobility. You guys are going to have an absolute blast using this thing. So go ahead and try this build out I'm going to give you guys. So first thing we're going to do, we're going to skip the muzzle, go straight for the barrel, and we're going to go to the barrel section, and we're going to go throw on the Thorn 90 barrel. Not going to throw on any of this stuff down here. The Thorn 90 is still the move. All it does is decrease your recoil control and aiming idle sway, but for the increase of course, a ton of mobility, it is what I would recommend for you guys to run. Now, second up here in the under barrel, this is where it's a little bit depressing. So if you guys will go through here, you'll go through all of your grips. I was trying to do this myself. They removed the jack slash. So I'm not sure why they did that, but the jack slash is gone. So don't panic if you're trying to find the jack slash. It's not in the game right now unless they do a hotfix update, and that'd be what we'd normally run. But overall, you're probably just going to want to go down in here and run one of the stops, meaning you probably throw the XRK edge, and this will help with your aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. So this would be like my suggestion right now, is to run this as opposed to like, obviously looking for a vertical grip, because this will help you with recoil control, but they won't really give you any mobility. And the recoil on this thing's really not that bad. Magazine, of course, we're gonna throw on the 50 round jump here. So go ahead and slap that bad boy on. There's really no kind of better option in here, honestly. Then we're gonna go back here to the stock section and throw on the hatchet light stock. Don't really recommend no stock just because MW3 guns get a metric boatload of recoil as a result. So don't do that. Throw on the hatchet light stock, and if you really feel like you need recoil control, the folding stock would be probably the better thing for you to run. overall, I mean, you're only going to lose a tad bit of ADS speed, but you're going to get a lot of recoil control. So that'll be great for people that want to, you know, have a little bit more stability to their thing. But for me, I like mobility. Lastly, we're gonna go to the ammunition side of things, and we're gonna throw on the high grain rounds, and this is gonna just help us out overall with our bullet velocity and damage range. It puts you out to that 12.3 meters. This thing has a crazy good fire rate. You can see the damage profile is awesome. Overall, like, this is really gonna help you guys out, and I would recommend for you guys to throw on this. And this right here is gonna be one of the best SMGs to run. Now for our final gun here today in this top 5, the Kilo 141. Yes, there are other ARs you guys can use, like basically the Grau 5.56, the GPR, technically even the Cypher, but we're gonna be focusing on the Kilo right now. So first thing, we're gonna go here into the muzzle section and throw on the mono suppressor. Keeps us off the radar. This is one of those guns where we can utilize the mono, so I would recommend it. Definitely go ahead and throw that bad boy on there. Barrel section, this one's a little bit weird. So technically speaking, the reinforced barrel, it's not really shown that it gives you much more than 48 meters. I swear it did a little bit more pre-patch, pre-update, but it is still going to be perfectly fine. And of course, you can see your bullet velocity is absolutely wicked at 1275, which is kind of nuts. So I mean, even like the long barrel is still at 1020. That's pretty crazy as well. So I'll show you guys a couple of variations here in case you want to try something out. But the reinforced barrel, of course, by the way, this gun got a buff. Didn't really need it, but it got a buff. Underbarrel section, throw on that vertical foregrip here as per usual. Magazine, we go throw on extended mag 2, not extended mag 3. Extended mag 3 is not the move. It is not that great. We don't want to slow ourselves down, make ourselves slow as molasses. This is perfectly fine with 60 rounds in the mag. And lastly, we either go for one of two things. An optic, we're gonna go in here and we can use like the Volzinski reflex. They're on the 2 times, the 3 times. You guys kind of know the drill by now on that one. Or you can go on back here into the fire mods and you can use an iron sight build, which I will show you guys. The overpressured rounds, 1530 meters per second is absolutely absurd for a fully automatic gun. So if you want to go and run that, that'll be perfectly fine. This is gonna have basically 0 recoil, or you can run the recoil springs and kind of enjoy literally 0 recoil. So it's up to you guys what you want to try out. I mean, when I was saying with the overpressured rounds, so let's say we throw the overpressured rounds on here, 1530 versus we go back in here and maybe we're to get more damage range. So we end up with 56.7 and still at 1224, which is faster than it was before, or just about the same. So try it out, mix and match, see what works best for you guys. But this right here is going to be my full build. That's my top 5. You guys enjoyed, give it a like, subscribe, check out this other video on screen. I'll see you all next time.